We're at an Iowa half-acre farm pond. Kind of getting creative on getting the boat in. There's a big lip, big drop off, but we got this beach, which will bury the truck on the beach, but the boat itself should go in, and hopefully we don't have to get too far in the sand. Come on back. Yeah, we'll have to probably winch out. But like we said, we can usually always get in. Just getting out is the other story. Here's a little glimpse of the pond. Kind of wraps all the way around the corner. We'll get the boat set up and get started to see what kind of fish we got in here. Absolutely. All right, get the anodes set up. And then once we get those anodes set up, we got to get this tank full of water. That'll happen here shortly. I've already got my part of the job done. That connection, that connection, that connection. So we're gonna go out, even just right now, we're right on the bank, half-acre pond, and it's, back of the boat's already 5.8 feet deep, which is kind of cool to see that it's not just real shallow. This thing was dug pretty deep, so that definitely helps. That's actually an island. We're not gonna be able to make the boat around it, but there is a canal that goes all the way around it, and there's a cove that goes back this way. It's gonna be real interesting to see what fish we find. The homeowners here have just purchased this property less than a year ago, and not quite sure exactly what's going on with the fish population or the management plan moving forward. How to just best maintain this beautiful looking pond. And here, I always thought this tank just filled itself, but now we are catching Wes in action. He's actually the one getting it done. I always thought it was just a magic tank, I guess. What'd you say, Kevin?
I said, don't put your hand in the water and try to grab a fish.
Yeah, so if you see a big fish on the side of the boat, just let it be.
Okay.
And or we'll get it with the net. It's always interesting. People just kind of reach out and try to grab it. It's a good time for us. All right. Always a good day when that starts. I think you've heard me say that a time or two. And this, boom, boom. And now we're fishing. Our conductivity is a lot lower here, so we're gonna have to use a lot more amps to get our volts up there. All right, we're fishing now. Let's see what we can get. Well, that is like a state record bullhead right there. That ain't messing around. That's awesome. That's the biggest bullhead I've seen in probably 5 years.
Really?
Yup. We'll have to look at that fish a little bit more here in a little bit. So now we're just looking for the fish. You know, popping bullheads like that right away isn't a good sign of what's gone on with the history of the bass here in this pond. Especially seeing the bullheads of all sizes. And especially not getting a bass yet. It'll be interesting to see what we pull up here. Not looking good for the bass when you got all kinds of little stuff like that.
What are those?
Those are actually like green sunfish hybrids, little bluegills, all kinds of mixture of little stuff. Well, this is an interesting one for sure. But that's a tanker green sunfish right there. So far we're at tanker bullhead and tanker green sunfish, but not exactly what you're looking for to create a fishery that's fun to fish in consistently. Really cool little pond back here though. And what's nice is the forage is set. Now all you got to do is just put the bass in it. And you'll be ready to rock and roll. They'll grow quick. These trees, like when you find a tree like this, there'll be a lot of fish congregated by the tree in the water.
Is it good to have all this woodland?
Oh yeah, it's good for the fish for sure. I mean, you'll just notice there is a pile of fish by the trees in the water. It's kind of like just gives them a place to congregate and hang out. Bullheads everywhere. Good sized bullheads too. They're still coming out of the tree. Bullheads everywhere. Bullheads galore. Very apparent that there are no largemouth bass in the pond. That's an easy one to fix, and the stage is set for them to go in and grow really big really quick. They're gonna have plenty to eat. You know what? I think I would just end up donating that chair to the pond. I don't think you're getting it cleaned off at this stage.
Oh no, that was in here when we moved in. I was just gonna throw it out. It moves around the curve. Guessing game daily is where to chair. I was gonna actually take it out. It's kind of an eyesore.
Well, it would be good habitat if you could get it to sink into the mud.
Really?
See if it'll go down. Yeah, 9 feet deep right there. All right, what do we got?
So here we got a green sunfish, a pure strain green sunfish, pure strain bluegill, and then here is the hybrid between the two.
So that actually potentially could be the dad and the mom right there of that exact fish.
Mm-hmm.
So we created a new thing.
You've created a hybrid. So based on this fish population, we're thinking your bass died off probably in the winter, probably within the last 3 years. And things are actually only going to get worse from here. Without getting predators in here, your average size fish will actually go down. You'll have more and more sunfish and bullheads, and they'll just be smaller and smaller, more like that. So you've got some good sized ones. You've got something to play with until you get those bass and catfish going first thing in the spring.
Okay.
All right. This particular Iowa half-acre farm pond, it's going to be a pretty easy one to correct. 50 largemouth bass, 50 channel catfish, a little bit of fish feed and an aeration system to keep them alive this time, and we're golden. Let's see if I can time this right. Come on back. Swamp the deck. That's what happens if you come up too fast. See if he can get out. We'll see if that tire spin. Oh, almost got buried. Look at him go.
Good job.
Look at that.
Always interesting.
Now, what I don't know is, was that the driver getting us out of that, or was that just the prep work leading up to the ability for it to actually come out?
Driver's gonna take
I'm
credit.
gonna say
What?
driver.
You're going to say driver?
Yes. I'm gonna say driver.
I think it was actually the driver this time, because I don't think I would have went that fast. I wouldn't have. And what's the dog's name?
That is Zeus.
Hey, Zeus. Here, boy. Hey, Zeus. He's like, I don't care about you. You don't have any food.
I can tell.
I got to do my thing. Buddy, Oh man, you really are a big dog. My goodness, you got a full 7 acres to play here. That's pretty stinking awesome. How much does he weigh?
160 something.
160 pounds, Zeus. Hey, that's a good dog. Yeah, that's a good boy.
The other thing in the information I'd be curious about is like the cars.
Wes made a friend.
No, he's really not gonna eat him. I know he's big.
Big, good-looking dog. Got 7 acres and a pond.